All right. Welcome. Hello. All right, guys, we're on number 52, live stream number 52. What's going on? Good morning, good afternoon. Hopefully, we can get this thing going. I had a little technical difficulties with my camera. It was sort of bugging out, so hopefully it stays consistent. But anyways, how's it going? Today, I want to briefly talk about the idea of motivation, where I get it from, and just sort of break down this concept on how it's improved my life. And hopefully we can get some people to come by in the stream and we can do some questions, which is always the most fun part of all this stuff. So if you missed a live portion of this stream, my name is Derek. I try to do these self-improvement live streams at least once a week, usually on Saturday or Sunday, depending on which day I'm available. And then it also gives you guys a chance to just ask me questions and pretty much talk about life. And I think this is beneficial because you can see a creator in a live setting where you can't hide behind your video editing software. And this is something that I say all the time that I'm very cognizant of, is that I can hide all of my mistakes and edit out anything that is incorrect, or if I screw up, or if I make some weird noise, whatever. Something about live streaming is so natural and I really enjoy it. And so today, I just want to talk about this one word, motivation. And I wrote about this in my newsletter for, I think it was March. I wrote a little article talking about motivation and consistency, or maybe it was momentum and consistency. But either way, this was a concept that I never put any weight into when I was younger. Like I never thought about, what motivates me as a person when I was going through high school. Like that concept never crossed my mind. And so now, as I've aged and gone through life, this is a word that is extremely important to me. And I know there's like this old saying that motivation is fleeting, and generally you want to be disciplined and build discipline because discipline is sort of like a habit that you can ingrain into your daily routine, and you can just do it without having some sort of external motivation. However, I do think there is a place for motivation in the self-improvement world, and I think it's great for people who are just starting out. So whenever I've talked to anyone that started self-improvement, and let's say they wanted to get in better shape or build a better body, one of the hardest things or most difficult things for them to do is to build up that initial discipline, because it takes time, right? And so one of the great things about finding people that motivate you, or finding some inspirational speaker or creator or whatever it is to motivate you to make a change in your life, is that you can use that motivation to start the process to build discipline. And that's what I did. Like in the beginning, I was listening to all these motivational speeches, and I was following all these YouTube content creators that I really looked up to in the fitness world, and they motivated me to make a drastic change in my life. And that moment in time was extremely beneficial because it set the table and it created all these different paths and avenues that I never would have taken if I didn't receive that initial motivation from someone else. And so the interesting thing here is that, as the old saying goes, motivation is fleeting, is because that initial burst of inspiration that you get from someone externally, it will inevitably fall off. It will become boring, it will become mundane. And it's just like whenever you buy a new pair of shoes. The first week you wear them, you don't want to get them dirty. They're all nice and fresh and clean, and you're excited about them. But then as time progresses, your love and enthusiasm for for those shoes, it starts to wane and fall off. And that's exactly what happens with motivation. When you initially want to make this drastic change in your life, you feel you have all this energy, you have all this enthusiasm, you're excited, you're happy, you can't wait to just go out and do stuff. But then over time that falls off, right? And that's why starting with motivation is fine, but then after you want to try to build some type of consistency or discipline in your life. And that's what I did. And so I still believe the actual word motivation in and of itself can be useful for some people. Financial history, what's up, dude? How are you doing? Hello, made a new YouTube account to avoid what mainstream YouTube has become. You are one of the first channels I found. Oh, that's interesting. So you made a new YouTube account to avoid... Is it because your previous YouTube account already had like a specific algorithm where the mainstream is pushing narratives and videos towards you? Is that the reason why you wanted to get away from that stuff? So you made a new channel and my channel popped up? That's interesting. Because my channel is so small. Yeah, exactly. Wow, I never thought of that. Yeah, because I wondered, if I were to create a new channel, I wonder what would be on the homepage of YouTube. Because right now, when I log in, I see like basketball, David Goggins, podcasts, weightlifting, StarCraft. I have like a wide array of passions and subjects that I love to consume. And so I always wonder, if I started with a blank slate, what would that look like? So apparently I'm on that blank slate. Hey, that's pretty cool. Maybe it's a good sign for the future of the channel. That's interesting. But yeah, welcome to the stream, bro. Welcome to the chill stream. So basically the intent of this live stream, or the reason why I do it, is I remember when I was really obsessed with YouTube, and there was all these like content creators that I really loved to follow. I'd watch all their videos, and I always wished they just live streamed so that I could just talk to them, or maybe, like send them a message in the moment and see what they were like in real time, where they can't just read off their script that they wrote for a YouTube video, and you can see who they really are in the moment. And so this is what I wished that other creators did. And so I figured, if I want that from a creator, why don't I just do that myself? Like, if there's something that you want and I'm in the space as a creator, shouldn't I just do that too? And so I forced myself to do this live stream thing, and it's challenging, to say the least. Yo, Red, the mod. Happy Saturday. Yo, Red, what's up, man? How you doing? How are things? Oh, Kevin's here for the drama. What's up, Kevin? Podcast tomorrow, bro. Oh, I remember you. Hello, brother. This is formerly JMO 1000. I've been gone from your channel for a minute, but I'm in the building. Yo, what's good, bro? How you doing? How you doing? Always glad to see people come back. I'll always be here. I'll always be here. So you can come back anytime you like. One thing that I can 100% promise you guys with absolute certainty and confidence in my mind is that this is something that I'm never going to stop. Like, this content creation stuff, it's not a flash in the pan, something I'm just trying out, something I'm just like kind of doing for fun. It's none of that. This is part of my passion in life, of what I want to do with the remaining years I have left on this planet. All this content creation, YouTube, streaming, podcast stuff, like this is what motivates me in the morning. This is what puts a smile on my face. This is what excites me to jump out of bed on a Saturday morning and get all my lighting and cameras set up. And it's this. And so I know the tough thing about YouTube is that creators, sometimes you have a favorite creator and they fall off, or maybe they quit, they get discouraged. Maybe they're growing a channel, they feel like they're not getting the clout and attention they deserve, and they fall off and they quit, right? Because they're doing it for reasons outside of their purpose. Whereas for me, like, this is all I want to do, regardless if it makes money or not, regardless if anyone shows up. This is just what I want to do. So my promise to you guys as subscribers and as viewers is that I'll always show up. I'll always show up. It's just my promise to you as a creator. Chillin', man. Hope all is good with you. Yeah, it's a long weekend. Happy Easter. Usually for Easter, I head up north and we do like an Easter egg hunt for the kids. But this weekend, it's super action-packed. I have a lot of stuff going on. So I'm here. I'm here for the long weekend. I'll be watching from the clouds while getting some work done. All right, bro. Still got to be productive, right? Also, let me know, is audio fine? Is the audio good in my voice? Background music? Like, I have it playing in my... I monitor the audio in real time, but sometimes I don't know, it might sound weird on your end, so just let me know. Bearsy Global Inc. soon? Yeah, one day, Red, one day we'll maybe start a corporation or what do you call it? A sole proprietorship? Small business owner? Something like that. Let's see. There's a lot I want to talk about tomorrow. I need to take accountability. It's been messing with my head for the past few days. Okay, so Kevin was on my podcast before. I can't remember what episode. It was like 40 something, maybe in like January. So me and Kevin are going to do another pod tomorrow morning. So I don't know what episode that's going to be. 50? 51? So yeah, so expect another podcast episode with Mr. Drama himself, Kevin, coming soon. Dude, if you look at the top YouTuber today, they were on the come up for ages. That's a good point. It's also like, you have to think that everyone starts from nothing, right? Everyone starts from 0 subscribers. And it's interesting because everyone is so obsessed with just doing anything they can for viewership, doing anything they can to get subscribers, doing anything they can for drama or attention or eyes. And it's a very interesting thing to see, because you really see this with young people, is that this desire for attention, this desire for other people to care about what you're doing. And it's all vanity. In reality, it's all this stuff is vanity. Metrics, analytics, likes, subscriber, like, who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, it should be, does it make you happy? That's a real question. Do you like to create content? Is it fun? Is it enjoyable? Like, those are the real reasons why you should do something in life, or why you should go down this avenue. Like, I know people who create content and they just get destroyed by negative comments. They get destroyed by trolls. They get destroyed by haters. And it bothers them so much, right? And it's tough for me to see that, because I know a lot of very successful creators they're kind of struggling with this sort of stuff, right? And for me, I struggled with that too. Long time ago, when I created my account in 2007. Like, if you look up on Social Blade, my account, I think it says like my account was created somewhere December 07. So that's like 16 years ago. So I've gone through all the bumps and bruises of being like a YouTuber at a young age. I think this is like the 4th reinstatement, or what's the right word? Re-identity of my channel. Like, there's been many niches I've been in over the years. Let's see. Happy Easter to all who celebrate. Yeah, bro. Audio is on point. Okay, that's good. 100% on point. Morning for what time zone? And the ones that didn't because they got a shout out and had a dead channel within 6 months. Reinstallment. That was the word. Oh my gosh. Thanks, JMO. There's times like, you know, when you have a word and it's on like the tip of your tongue, but like your brain just can't formulate it. That was me. I have those moments all the time. It's interesting because vocabulary and speech is one of the skills that I work on a lot. I know that a lot of YouTubers talk about title, thumbnail, like clickbait worthy video, or a video with mystery or drama or intrigue. Like these are all these like concepts that YouTubers really care about and they think that are beneficial. For me, I think the best skill to work on is your vocabulary and your speech. That's what I work on the most. This is why I rewatch some of my videos. I try really hard to remove all the filler words from my sentences. I try really hard to not reuse the same type of words over and over and over. You know, when you watch a certain creator and every sentence starts with a like, it's like, oh, you know, what I did today was like this, and I kind of like wanted to get a coffee and it was like too sweet because it was like from, you know, that type of speech. It's awful to listen to. And as a creator, I think one of the best things that I can do to constantly improve and get better is to increase my use of the English language. Wow, I can't even say the word English. That's okay. Is improving my vocabulary, improving my pronunciation, and the way that I can convey my thoughts and opinions in the form of stories. Because that's what I think is beautiful about all this YouTube stuff, is, you know, sharing real stories. And this is why I've gone away from scripting videos. So I don't know if you guys watch any of my regular videos, but in the past I used to be heavily into the whole filmmaking scripting style, where I'd write everything out on a Google Doc, and then I'd have it prepared beforehand where I knew what I was going to say before I said it. And so the video comes across as this very well polished, constructed, I wouldn't say documentary, but it's piece of video art where there's no mess ups because all of the language has been created beforehand. And I've been trying to get away from that because it made me a worse speaker. And when I relied too heavily on scripted sentences and paragraphs beforehand for videos, when I would do a live stream or when I would do a podcast, I'd struggle. I'd struggle with my words. I would struggle with my language. And I'd fall back into those old habits of rushing my speech, slurring words. Like I was never someone who was very articulate when I was younger. I never projected my voice. I had a poor command of the English language. I spoke too quickly and I slurred all my words. Like it was a mess. It was a hot mess. It was a disaster. But I've worked on it over time, and that's something that I want to continually improve and get better at. So hopefully by the time we get to AMA 100, I'll be twice as fluent as I am now. I mean, what time will the podcast be? Because I don't know what time is morning for you. Oh, so I'm in the East Coast, so we're probably going to do the podcast super early, like, I don't know, maybe like 9 a.m. or something like that. But the podcast, I don't do live. I do it recorded. I have a separate YouTube channel for it. It's just called the Bear Z Podcast. It's also on like Spotify and Apple. I put it everywhere. Anywhere that you can find a podcast, there's a video version and an audio version as well. So just search for the Bear Z Podcast and it'll come up, and there's like this weird brown cartoon bear as the logo. I paid some girl from Mexico, I think, like $5 on Fiverr to create a logo. So that's why there's a cartoon logo for that. But yeah, it won't be live. I'll record it probably. It all depends what's on my plate in terms of editing. Sometimes I can edit it the day I record it and get it out, the very next day. Other times it's like I'll have so many different projects going on all at once where I have to edit a podcast, have to edit shorts, maybe the live stream or a regular video or shorts. Like there's just so much going on with editing. That is one task that I definitely would love to outsource when maybe the channel becomes more successful, because then I could do more stuff like this. I think in an ideal world, all my time would just be filming, streaming, and just recording podcasts. Just continually record and create content. And then have someone else behind the scenes put it all together, like do the editing. Because now it's like I can only do one live stream a week because I need the other 6 days of the week to catch up on all the other editing and other work that I have to do. So I think that would be ideal for me. So found it. Hey, nice. Yeah, the podcast, it's slowly growing. It's slowly getting there. Before, I'd get like 3 views an episode. Like the analytics for the podcast was horrifying to look at, because you do this like 1 hour, 2 hour conversation, and then you look at the analytics, it's like 2 views or 3 views, and one of them would be my own. Right? So it's kind of funny. But then again, it's like you want to do it for the right reason. I do it because I enjoy it. So the low viewership, it never got me down. So it didn't really bother me, and I would just keep going. And then every once in a while I go back and check, and now I look, it's like, 40 views, 50 views. So maybe it's picking up. So that's pretty cool. Yo, Cowboy, what's up, dude? How you doing, bro? How you been? I feel that if you find a long-term partner, you can just agree on a percentage of revenue from the channel as you grow. That's actually interesting, because that's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to be this person that builds like this massive team of 15 people building this crazy YouTube corporate. Like, I don't want to do that. I'd probably be super interested with just building like a tiny team. Maybe have like 1 or 2 editors, and maybe have one person that lives close to where I live that can assist me in like, filming, shooting, taking thumbnail pictures or something like that, right? And I would love to see, what makes me really happy as a person is generosity. I love to give when I can. It just, and I do it for not selfless reasons, but also selfish reasons, because it makes me happy. It makes me feel really good to give. I like for Christmas, for example, usually I'd rather give than receive. Something about giving people or someone you love a gift that they really enjoy, it makes me feel good on the inside, right? And my plan is to hopefully, build a small team that really cares about this message that I'm trying to promote. And I know there's this one creator, I can't remember what his name is. He's from Full-Time Filmmaker, like that big YouTube channel. I can't remember the guy's name. And he talks about how he shares a percentage of revenue with the staff on his team, because it also gives them incentive to grow too. And that they can get a percentage of the revenue instead of just getting like an hourly rate and just being like a robotic employee, right? So that'd be cool, but I'll worry about that bridge when I get to it. What is the podcast name? I'll follow right now. It's just called the Bearsy Podcast. Can you let me see if I can add it. Actually, no, I guess I can't. Used to be able to just add it. Here, I'll just write it in the chat. Let me see. Because YouTube has that ampersand thing where it's just at Derek Bearsy. And I'm pretty sure the podcast is just at, yeah, it's at the Bearsy Podcast. So we're getting there, 125 subs. Oh, I just finished podcast 50, and episode 50 was super cool because we did it here in person in the studio. I wish I could show you guys this, but so where I'm sitting is a desk like this. It's like a giant L. And so in front of me is a desk, but also over here is another desk, and I have like a podcast studio beside me. And so I had my first guest over where they were sitting on the other side of the desk, and I had all the equipment set up, and we did this. I don't know what you would call it. My best effort at making a fully produced production professional type podcast where I had the camera set up at various angles with proper lighting, and we had the, I don't know what you call these microphones. These microphones where they have like the XLR input. They're not USB. It has like that weird 3-pronged plug. I'm not good with equipment, audio equipment. I think they're called XLR. So I got the proper microphones where you know how the USB microphones, they'll pick up the echoing of each other's voice and just sounds horrible. So I got a proper setup, and I wish I could show you guys. But yeah, that was episode 50 with Jalen, and it was super cool because he didn't live too far from me, and he's a young guy, so he's 19, so he's half my age, and it was just cool because he's also on self-improvement, but he's on a form of self-improvement that's a lot different, I guess you could say, that I'm on. So we kind of shared our ideas. We talked about things we agreed on and disagreed on, and it was awesome. I loved it. It's such a cool experience doing a podcast like face to face with a person. There's something about that. It's more engaging, it's more authentic. And it was so much fun. Whereas the other podcast episodes, it's like a Zoom call, kind of like this, like a stream where you're just recording over the internet. But the problem is that when you do a Zoom call podcast, there's a level of disconnect due to the latency from one person to another. So when you have like a regular speech, when you have a regular conversation with someone, there's like the back and forth. You talk, I talk. Sometimes we talk over each other a little bit, but it's always like this constant back and forth. Whereas when you do a Zoom podcast, you have to sort of rant and be quiet and let them go off on like a tangent. And then when they're done, then you kind of step in. It's like this weird conversational dance you have to play. And I don't enjoy it as much. But now that I did the first in-person podcast in this basement studio, it was everything I could have hoped for. Yo, is that Swen? Oh, what's up, Swen? How you doing, bro? Haven't seen a notification for a video in a while. Followed and notifications on. Hey, thanks, Cowboy. Appreciate it. Ryan, what's up, Ryan? I'm already 7 days clean after my relapse. Sorry, random message. I'm assuming relapse in the form of gambling is my guess. The gambling content that I produce is very interesting. I get a lot of it's like one of the communities that really voices their opinion with feedback. Like whenever I talk about self-improvement or say psychedelic mushrooms or fitness, like working out, I'll get like some feedback here and there. But whenever I make a video about overcoming addictions and overcoming things like gambling, the feedback I get is like monumental. It's crazy. I get like emails, I get comments, I get DM, like all over the place. It's very interesting. And what has taught me is that the amount of people in the world that struggle with things like gambling addiction or maybe alcohol addiction, porn addiction, video game addiction, it's eye-opening, right? There's lots of people out there struggling with this kind of stuff. And so it's sort of, again, to fall back on this topic of motivation, it has also motivated me to try to share as many inspirational videos about gambling addiction as I can, because I am someone who pretty much lived in the casino for like 10 years of my life. It wasn't something that I regret because it's brought me to where I am today, but it was a very interesting and chaotic life that I lived for a decade. And I have a plethora of wild stories and just craziness that you see in the gambling world. And so if I could maybe share any of those in the form of a video and help someone out there that's struggling, then at the end of the day, that's awesome, right? That's like one of the best things you can do. Dude, I'd love to be on the podcast dealing with bipolar 2 and a few other... Bipolar 2? But like bipolar has levels? I've never heard of that before. Is that what you mean? Bipolar 2? And a few other issues. I have great ways to deal with mental health. If you fly me from Ohio, I'm down. Oh, bro, you're in Ohio? Ohio. Ohio is so funny. I feel like Ohio has been trending to become like the new Florida of the United States. It's so funny. Whenever you see like videos of people doing wild stuff, in the comments section is always like, Ohio, Ohio, Ohio. There's something in the water in Ohio. And I'm always like, what's going on in Ohio? I've never been. Not to throw shade on your city, bro, but wait, Ohio is a city, right? Ohio is a state? Sorry, I'm Canadian, so I'm not the best with American geography. Because Ohio's a state, right? Because isn't what's a city? Cleveland is in Ohio, right? Cleveland is the main city, and Ohio's a state. Yeah, my sorry, geography sucks. I think I could name all 50 states, though. I'm pretty sure I could. Who knows? Anyways, let me get back on the comments. Oh, wow, some of your video topics are amazing. Hey, thanks, bro. They're all like authentic topics, stuff that I've done and are meaningful to me. I try to talk about a variety of subjects. I know that's bad advice as a YouTuber. Like everyone tells you to niche down and focus on one thing and just go hard on it. And I kind of go against the grain. Let's see. Gambling 21 years of my life trying to overcome by addiction. Trying to stay strong for my kids. Hey, Ryan, bro. Trust me, I completely understand. When you have kids, it really gives you perspective on when you gamble away money, because that could be money for their future. That could be money for their education. That could be money for a dance class or hockey class or music lessons. It really gives you perspective. And so that's something that I've used as fuel. I've really used as fuel. Like when you're thinking about going to the casino and blowing a bunch of money, think like your kids could use this. And by you blowing that money, you're letting them down. And that's all on you. And the worst thing you can do is do that ostrich head in the ground. I don't see anything. If I don't see it, it doesn't happen. If I don't think about it, it's not real. Like, if you got kids, you have to man up, be a man. Like, take accountability. Realize how stupid of a decision gambling is. If that money could go to something beneficial in their lives. That's the way I think about it. And I'm very hard on myself when I do something stupid financially. And I see my daughter or my son. I could take them to swimming lessons, take them to a park. I don't know, something, a camp, anything, right? So it's tough. It's tough, bro. I think it's because there isn't that many YouTube videos on quitting gambling. Yeah, it's not a very common topic, right? Because I feel like it's one that people don't like to admit. Because as soon as you admit that you have like a gambling problem, people think you're a loser. Your family will look down on you. People will be like, "Oh, look at Derek. Look at Derek. What is he doing with his life? He's addicted to gambling. Oh, what a loser. He's throwing his life away. He's trapped. He's an addict. He's a degenerate. He's an obsessive compulsive person that just can't get his life in order." Like admitting that to the world, it's not fun. I guess it's not an easy thing to do, right? Like admitting you have like a problem like that, because think about what other people are going to think. They're going to look down on you. It's tough, right? It's tough. Maybe that's why. Yo, Batiste, what's up, Batiste? Sorry, I'm super behind in the comments. I'll try to catch up. How you doing? How's France, bro? How's France? How's that revolution against the increase to old age retirement? It's a wild thing, dude. Let's see. Swen, business is booming right now. Can't make time for YouTube, but still I sometimes have a need to record something, so I know I will not quit. That's good. Business is booming? Like your work? Your job? It's good to hear, dude. Your videos help me a lot. Great to hear that, Ryan. Great to hear. Hashtag pray for Ohio. Okay, so it is a state. It is a state. Duh. Stupidity over here. Look at me. Big dumb. Of course Ohio is a state. See, this is what's so funny about live streaming. If you say something dumb, like, there's no escaping it. You have to own it. Like you have to own it in the moment. And it just makes me laugh. The amount of videos that are sharing big wins compared to videos criticizing gambling. Oh yeah, that's true. I see a lot of videos of people on Twitch that are gambling and or winning big money playing poker or doing like crazy degenerate stuff. But the amount of videos in gambling sharing how to overcome the struggles and the addiction and the compulsion, there's probably not many, right? Yes, there is bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. Okay, see, I never knew that. Bipolar 1 is more susceptible to being hospitalized in a psych ward, but bipolar 2 is a little more manageable. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, I had no idea. So there's levels to being bipolar. Damn, bro. State, I think. State, yeah. State, oh no. Oh, I'm gonna get roasted for. Is Ohio a state, bro? I'm like thinking, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. Who's from Ohio? LeBron's from Ohio, right? Oh, LeBron, my boy, right here. LeBron, my coffee mug. The most hated basketball player of all time. Fun fact: me and LeBron are born in the same year. That's how old I am. I live in the Netherlands. Oh, really? Yo, Netherlands is cool. I would love, absolutely love to visit the Netherlands, especially with my ties to psychedelics. That would be an awesome trip in the future for sure. Yep, it's a state. Oh, man. Yo, the comment section is all going to be all about Ohio and how I don't know that it's a state. Ohio has cities such as Cleveland, Cincinnati, Daytona, Columbus, and Toledo. Oh yeah, I know Columbus, Ohio. That's where that guy from Rogan is from, right? What's Joe Rogan's camera guy? Jamie? He's from Columbus, I think, right? That's funny. Cincinnati is in Ohio. Doesn't Cincinnati have a baseball team? Do they? Cincinnati Reds? Is that still a team? I haven't watched baseball in like forever. I believe talking head videos and long form content podcasts will blow up. The highly edited videos will die out soon. That's my opinion. See, that's an interesting take. because right now everyone talks about fast-paced, clickbait, super edited Mr. Beast style videos that like are like this, like bang, 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 bang. Like new clip, new view, new perspective, someone yelling, someone screaming, all this emotion, all this drama. Like that is what we're taught as YouTubers to grow a channel. That's what's exciting. That's what holds retention. Because that's everything, like the analytics, click-through rate, retention, what holds a viewer, what gets them to click your video, what gets them to subscribe, and all this shit I hate. I hate all that stuff. I don't care. I just don't care anymore. And it's just like everyone is just so obsessed with just succeeding with these super fast-paced, in-your-face videos because it works. It works, right? And I hate this idea that people have low attention spans. I actually don't believe that. Everyone talks about how people have ADHD, we all have low attention spans, we can only watch like the 10-second TikTok video. It's like you give someone a book, they want the audiobook. You give them the audiobook, they want the podcast. You give them the podcast, they want the video. You give them the video, they want the TikTok reel. Like, sure, for some people, but I feel like there's a vast majority of people too that enjoy long form content. And I'm one of them. Like I hate the super fast in your face type of stuff. I like the more nuanced, longer form videos with perspective and points and counterpoints where you can steel man an argument, you can see both sides, you can like get really in depth into the substance of a certain topic or issue. I think that's awesome because that's how you really learn about stuff, or at least it is in my opinion. So maybe podcasting and live streaming will continually grow. I don't know. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see. Oh man, yo, the chat is wild today. I can't keep up with you guys. Okay, let me go quick here. By the way, Derek, how are you doing? I'm good, bro. Just chilling. Long weekend. A lot of content going on this today and tomorrow. Lima is another city in Ohio, but it's small. Thanks for the support. Got 2 kids. Yeah, I have a 3-year-old daughter and an 8-month-old son. Tiffany and Lincoln are their names. I call them Tifa and Link. So I guess you could think of like Final Fantasy VII Tifa and Legend of Zelda Link. I guess you could say. I like the 4-letter name nickname. So yeah, 2 kids, proud dad. I admit I'm using DraftKings for UFC 288. Oh man. I used to be addicted to DraftKings. DraftKings and what's the other one? FanDuel. I used to bet on those every single basketball slate, every single night, for every single game. It was crazy. Yo, Ken Smith, what's up, dude? What's up, Ken? Afternoon, brother. I'm trying to catch up with you guys on this wild comment section. Let's see. I know the feeling. I'm trying to get out of financial ruin right now after idiotic financial choices I made last year, tricking on escorts. Bro. I hold my feet to the fire by going to counseling like crazy. Damn, dude. Yeah, financial ruin is a tough thing. It's hard because I know people say like there's more to life than making money. There's more to life than finances and getting rich, but there's more to life than being poor and financially broke as well. Like if you don't have your personal finances in order, that's like one of the most important things you need to do. Like I hate this idea. It's like, oh, more to life than being money. Like money is so important. You need it. You need it for so many things. You need to be financially literate. It's super important. But glad to hear you're trying to get your life in order, man. Tricking escorts, though, that's wild, dude. I'd argue Ron Artest is the most hated. Meta world peace, bro. Meta world peace. LeBron is from Akron, Ohio, and so is... Oh, yeah, Steph Curry. Steph Curry is from Ohio too. Something in the water. France is good, but Paris is a war zone. For the news with a friend, we made a boxing match and a friend told everyone in the school and people started to bet on the fight. It became crazy. Damn, dude. Yeah, I've been following the news about what's going on in France with like all the rioting and protesting and stuff. It's we live in a crazy time. There's just so much going on. So much going on, dude. But hope you and the family are safe, Batiste. Stay safe, bro. You really goofed on that one. Yeah, bro. You know what's funny though? I have a weird level of self-deprecating humor where I find humor in myself. Like, I know that when someone, let's say you're in a social setting in a group of people and you fall on your face and you feel all embarrassed. Stuff like that makes me laugh. I find it so funny, even if it's myself. Like if I'm in the grocery store and I trip and I fall on my face, the first thing I'm probably gonna do is laugh at myself. It actually doesn't bother me like at all. I don't know what it is. I enjoy. I can dish it out, but I can also take it. That's the best way to put it. Ohio. Netherlands is definitely on my bucket list of countries to travel. Yeah, it's awesome, dude. Cincinnati has a football team, which is the Bengals. Oh yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals. And baseball, which is the Reds. Have you seen the drag queen people talking on TV about politics in Canada? Ay. Is there anyone Canadian in the chat? I know Ken. Ken is Canadian. There's so much going on in Canada right now that's, in my opinion, not good. Like I don't even know where you would want to start with all this stuff. Canada's a wild place. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, I'm just like, it's interesting because the West is not all created equal. Like Canada and the United States, even though we're neighbors, we're the little brother to big brother, we're connected, we're part of North America, we are vastly different countries. Canada is 2 steps away from socialism. Like, that's how close it is over here. The amount of control, I don't even want to get into that stuff because I'm going to go on like a wild tangent. It's just not worth it. But yeah, things, in my opinion, things aren't great here. They're definitely not great. Especially for YouTubers and censoring, and we're basically treated like children. Let's see. Kevin is always here for the drama. Yeah. Why is it always... Why... Why is it always like Kevin asks the most controversial shit and then Batiste is always here to call him out on it? It's so funny. Oh my god. You guys kill me. Rapper Bow Wow is from Columbus, Ohio too. Yo, okay, I should change this title of this stream to Ohio. I hope you all are enjoying this long weekend. Hey, you too, Ken. You too. Motherfuckers are never satisfied. But I totally agree with him. So glad we don't have too many drag nonsense where I live. Yeah, so the issue with the drag queen stuff, it's with children. Like if you're an adult, sure, fine. But like when you're talking about like young children with impressionable minds that aren't even double digit in age, that's when it gets a little rough, right? Do you watch the Andrew Huberman podcast? So Huberman Lab. I used to a lot. Now, not so much. I kind of find it a little overwhelming. And I sort of enjoy Andrew Huberman's clips rather than the full podcast because I find that the clips are a lot more easier to digest. Because whenever you watch an Andrew Huberman podcast, it feels like you need to take notes or something. Like there's just so much. It's like information dense. Like it's crazy. Whereas now I kind of like to enjoy the shorter, like 8-minute clips or so, because then it'll be like about a certain subject, like say the dangers of alcohol or the benefits of fasting or the benefits of sun exposure or whatever it is. And I feel like that way I've been able to consume and actually apply the information better than when I listen to the whole podcast. I've had ADHD since I was 2, and I was told by my teachers I was stupid growing up, and the joke is on them. Oh, wow, dude, that's wild. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole ADHD diagnoses. Like, little kids in school are bored. We don't... I remember when I was a kid, I don't care about creative writing or language or history or math. Like you don't care about that stuff as a kid. You want to go run outside and play soccer, play tag, and eat candy or pizza, whatever. Like you want to do kid stuff, right? It's like diagnosing every kid with ADHD just because they can't concentrate on history in classes. I don't know, man. So it seems crazy to me. Let me see. Another sunny day here, brother, but still only like 5 degrees. Yeah, it's I have the window over here. The window is blocked up, but it's super sunny outside, and yeah, it's cold too. Money makes people happy. I don't know why people say otherwise. Yeah, it's the money stuff is interesting. It's not everything, obviously, but again, being financially secure, it's so important because it allows you the flexibility and freedom to take creative risks, to do things that you love, right? Like if my finances weren't in order and I had to work a job on the weekend or something, then I couldn't do this live stream. I couldn't work on projects that I love. I couldn't record the podcast I'm going to do tomorrow with Kevin. Like it's important. It's extremely important, right? Honestly, the people who say that about money either have no idea how it works or just have an abundance of it. It's also perspective too, right? Like when you're a teenager, you have all this disposable income, but then as soon as you become an adult and you get into like rent, taxes, insurance, heating, hydro, electrical, like all of these bills, the bills of life, groceries and fuel, gasoline, all that type of stuff. Tires for your car, just the expenses of life are insane. And imagine, especially now too, inflation. Like I've been following the US and it's like interest rates go up like every month. Financial crisis, food is expensive, and just like if you're not on top of your financial game in an economy like today, like it can easily cripple you, right? I imagine you doing I can never say that guy's name. Is it Joaquin? Joaquin Phoenix? Joker laugh when you mess up. Yo, I love that movie. It was just called The Joker, right? You know, I haven't watched hardly any movies at all lately. That's probably one of the last movies I've seen. What have I even watched? I watched that. Oh, what was that Asian movie called? Something everywhere, everything, all at once, or something like that. Everything, everywhere. That one where they're... Why is my brain not working? What is that movie called? Something everywhere, something all at once. Everywhere, everything? God. Everything, everywhere, all at once. That's it. Okay, so that was the last movie that I saw. Super abstract. Let's see. The tough times we are in now is just the beginning. I predict the next 30 years will get worse. I'm an optimist, but a realist too. USA, USA, USA. Hashtag pray for Canada. Yeah. It's tough, dude. It's tough. Man, I wanted to move to Canada, but I guess I gotta wait for a while. Again, there's definitely lots of good things too. And I'm not like a complete pessimist here, but like, of course, there's great things like diversity in Canada, equality. We don't have this like deep history rooted in racism that the US has. Like, US has like deep roots with, racism in your history, right? Like Canada doesn't have, we have less of it. It's more of like an Aboriginal thing that we have a problem with. However, if you're in Canada and you say fall off your bike and you break your leg and you have to call an ambulance, you're not getting like a $20,000 medical bill from the hospital because you fractured your femur or something, right? So like when you have an accident, or something, it might not even be your fault, right? You aren't crippled financially. And I think that's a great benefit to have as opposed to like the US healthcare system, right? However, when it comes to the best of the best, that's what we don't have. So if you need like the best chemotherapy treatment or a brain surgeon or some type of replacement of a bulging disc in your spine, that's when like Canadians, we go to the US and pay for that type of medical procedure because America is the best of the best. They have like the top tier when it comes to healthcare. Whereas here it's great for, everyday accidents for regular people where, you won't get screwed. Like I knew a guy in California, he fell off his skateboard and he fractured his elbow, or he like messed up his arm and he couldn't even go to the hospital because he had no insurance because he wouldn't be able to pay for it. I'm just like, damn, bro, that's wild. So I feel like if you can integrate both systems and find something in the middle, like there has to be a compromise there, right? That'd probably be the best system to have. Something like that. Again, I don't know. This is not my area of expertise. So take this with a grain of salt for sure. I see it, but not really into it, brother. News ain't my thing unless through YouTube. Mainstream media is too agenda-based. Do you live close to Brock Lesnar? Does he live in Canada? Where does Brock Lesnar live? Brock Lesnar. Oh, he's Canadian and American. Wow, that's interesting. For news, I go to Russell Brand. Oh yeah, Russell Brand is... I've watched his YouTube channel every once in a while. I feel like sometimes the issue with Russell Brand is he has like super clickbaity, like, oh my god, this is the end of the world type of stuff. But definitely do agree the way he disseminates information is a lot more fair and balanced, which is what I enjoy, compared to like mainstream media news where it's like you have a left-wing news network and you have a right-wing news network. Like, what do you think they're going to talk about? You already know what their opinion is going to be before the actual article comes up, right? Let me see. We went from motivation to Ohio to drag queens. Yo, this stream is all over the place, bro. It's all over. See, but this is what I like about not having a YouTube channel that's set in stone. Like, imagine if let's say this YouTube channel is only about, what's something that I really care about? Let's say meditation, right? Like maybe it's just always about meditation. It's always about mindset. It's always about inspiration and discipline and living a better life. And you're just like stuck in this one avenue. I feel like there's only so many things you can talk about meditation. There's only so many things you can discuss. Whereas I don't mind being more of a variety channel if it hurts me algorithmically, but it allows us to talk more freely about any subject because that's what I love. Like we can talk about money, or we can talk about politics or religion or self-improvement, or we can talk about Ohio or Brock Lesnar or whatever. I love talking about anything. It doesn't matter to me. And so again, like I think that's what's cool about having like a variety channel. We can go off on all these wild tangents and just it can get silly, right? But who cares? It's all fun at the end of the day. Let me see. Never a dull moment. Keeps me coming back. What is your opinion on crypto and Bitcoin? So I was a fairly early adopter in Bitcoin. So a bunch of my friends told me to buy Bitcoin at $25. They all bought a bunch. I was the only one who said no. I thought they were stupid. Fast forward a bunch of years later, they all had like 100 grand and I was the only one who didn't. I ended up buying Bitcoin again later on. I can't remember what year, 2016 or 2017. It's super cheap. I ended up hitting like a 10x pump. So I didn't get super wealthy, but I made like a couple $1,000s. Withdrew it, used that to buy my camera, which is right here. This is one of my first cameras, which was purchased with Bitcoin money, which then started this whole YouTube channel. And so I benefited from Bitcoin in a small financial way, but it was a huge factor in helping me find my passion in life. So I'm forever grateful to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. The diagnosis stuff is a part of a money grab, but obviously there are different nuances when it comes to the human condition, whether it's illness, social, and mental conditions. I haven't seen Joker since it came out. I couldn't go back and watch it because it was so violent, especially when it was released in 2019. Isn't that crazy? 2019 it was only 4 years ago, but it was a completely different world than what we're in now, like night and day. That's probably the most drastic 4-year change in in the world ever. Like just think about like the last 4 years, what the world's gone through. Craziness. The new Joker movie is supposed to be like a musical type. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't do musicals, cowboy. The Underground Railroad was in Canada. Harriet Tubman led herself and the slaves up north to Canada from the US. So the history with Black culture in Canada is deep. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's definitely there. But what I meant is like the hatred. It's less prevalent here. Like there's lots of places. Not lots of places. I shouldn't say lots of places. I've been to places in the U.S., for example, where it's unfortunate that skin color can play a huge difference in how you're treated, and there's unfortunately a lot of people from older generations that still have, I guess, like hate in their heart. And so, like when I grew up here, there's less of that in our history, I guess you could say. It's or maybe also it's a numbers thing too. Because again, I don't know the answer to this. I sort of lack the proper perspective, but Canada has so much less people in terms of population than the United States. Like Canada's population is smaller than California, I think. I think that's the number. Or maybe they're like the same. So we have the population of one American state. That's how small Canada is. Let me see. How is LGBTQ stuff in Canada going? In Croatia, it's getting more popular. which in my opinion is the worst thing happening right now in our country with greater problems. So my opinion with the LGBTQ, all that stuff, if you want to do you, no problem. I have no problem with any of that stuff. If that's how you feel, fine. Like, more power to you. The only issue is when your beliefs impact my freedom of expression. Because in Canada, we don't have freedom of speech. We have freedom of expression. And so the issue becomes, for me, is when your beliefs, you try to force them onto other people. Like, that seems wrong to me. Like, whatever you believe in, whoever you are, wherever you came from, I don't care. I'm happy for you, right? As long as you find peace and happiness, that's great. Whatever makes you happy at the end of the day. But the problem is, you can't push those beliefs on other people. You just can't. And when you try to push it onto children in schools, like, what do you think parents are going to do? Right? What do you think parents will do? So I think that's my whole issue with all that stuff. I support it, but I just don't support forcing an ideology on other people. So let's see. So start a Rumble, Derek. Rumble takeover in 2023, 2020. I think I have an account, but I don't have anything uploaded to it. Rumble's interesting because it's like a free, what is it? It's like a free speech platform, right? But it's like YouTube's competitor, I guess you would say. I think competition is good. I think having just monopolies and everything, it's kind of tough, right? Here the LGBTQ is well accepted here in Nova Scotia anyway. Hello, Mr. Anti-Gambler. Yo, what's up, bro? Hello, brother. Nice to see you live. Hey, I've been enjoying the live streams, dude. Keep doing your gambling addiction live streams. Oh, yeah. So anyone that's looking for, let's say, a gambling support group, Mr. Anti-Gambler has a YouTube channel. He's been on my podcast, and he's been doing a lot of live streams recently where he talks about like the dangers of gambling addiction, casinos, all that type of stuff. So I highly recommend his channel if the whole gambling addiction and gambling compulsion is something that you're dealing with. Let me see. Fund the cops or defund the cops. Oh man. Yo, we're fund the cops or defund the cops. Oh man. This stream is getting wild. So I am a firm supporter in police. And the reason for this is because if someone breaks into my house and is assaulting my wife, or is trying to kidnap my kids, or they're trying to murder me, I want to be able to call 911 and have a trained police officer show up at my house and take care of it. I do not want to call 911 and have a social service worker show up at my house to try to talk to the person and de-escalate the issue. That's why I support police. Now, are police perfect? No, because they're just like any other human beings. The police are going to be imperfect. Your barber is going to be imperfect. Your accountant is going to be imperfect. And that me as a YouTuber is going to be extremely imperfect. That is just how humans work. And so as a parent, this idea of defunding the police and sending social service workers out to 911 calls is absolutely crazy, in my opinion. It's crazy. Because without law and order, you're just going to get chaos, right? You're going to get, what is that city? Was it in Oregon? Is it Portland? What was the city that or the state that they like defunded the police and they had like this anarchist type of town where it was just chaos. Or even like parts of New York. I heard something about police officers are less inclined to respond to a 911 call and an emergency because of the whole defund the police stuff. Like I get it, like it's tough. I get it. But like for me, from my view, at the end of the day, like if my life's in danger, my wife's life is in danger, my child, and I call the police, I call 911, I give them all the right to break down my door, whatever, go through my house, save me, say I need help, if that's what it comes down to. So I think it's important to have, right? Especially as someone who has a family. So it's what it is. Tough question though. Whoa, my coffee went cold. Sir makes me sound too damn old, brother. I believe in supporting cops, but also keeping them in check. Yeah, of course, right? Because like, you know, of their position of power that they're in, right? Of course, everyone needs to be held accountable for sure. Sorry, brother. Yo, you guys bring in the heat today. Bring in the heat. It's okay. I enjoy the difficult questions. The difficult ones are good because it forces me to really think and share my opinion on subjects that aren't so black and white, right? Coffee time. Heading out. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks again for all the videos. Yeah, you too, Cowboy. Thanks for stopping by for the stream, bro. Always enjoy talking to you. It's all good, Tristan. You're awesome. Thank you for the shout out. I agree. Would be pure anarchy for sure without them. Anybody here watching boxing tonight? I'm not the biggest boxing fan. Who's fighting? Is there a big boxing event today? Big shout out to Blackout Gambler where he is not here. Really great guy. Oh yeah, you guys were talking about, no, he was on Tristan's stream, right? He was a guy that was on the live stream with Mr. Anti-Gambler. Oh man, Kevin. Jesus, look at this comment. I called someone that used bunny pronouns as is that a word that's good for YouTube? And I got massive amount of hate from that. It's so wait, did you get, so where is the hate from the word you used, or is the hate because of the making fun of the pronouns? Like I don't understand any of that stuff at all. Like I get the he, her, whatever stuff, but like the bunny, like I don't understand that. Like you identify as a rabbit? Is that what we're doing? I don't get it. Like I don't understand. But that's like but that's tough, Kevin, because when you comment about that type of thing, you get the I don't know what you want to call it. You get the transphobic people that come after you and say you're transphobic, right? Like the issue when you talk about those type of subjects is you're going to get massive pushback whether you like it or not. The reason I don't really talk about it too much is because I don't like to talk about stuff I don't understand, right? So say, for example, in like self-improvement, I don't really talk about no fap that much. I know it's like a super beneficial concept that lots of people swear by and lots of people talk about. I've looked into the subreddit, but it's not a subject that I'm well versed in. I don't really know the scientific benefits. I don't really know the evidence surrounding it. So I try to not talk too much about subjects that I have no clue on. And something like a bunny pronoun, I don't even like, what is that? It just sounds ridiculous to me. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But if you want to open up that door and criticize those people, you have to be okay with the pushback that you're going to receive, right? So it's just like what it is. It's like when I push back against diets, for example, like when I talk about like intermittent fasting or vegans or carnivores or keto, there's a certain amount of pushback you're going to get from like the plant-based community, the vegan community, the carnivore community. And I'm okay with that because I'm well versed in those subjects, because I've researched them, I've looked into both sides, I've tried both the diets, and I have a pretty robust understanding of the pros and cons and how it affects me as a human being. Whereas that other stuff, it just seems like nonsense. Fundora versus Mendoza, middleweight bout, and Stevenson Yoshina. Oh. See, I'm not a big boxing guy at all. I don't know any of those people. Stevenson versus Yoshina? Oh, it's tonight? Yeah, like boxing and UFC, I'll watch like sometimes. If there's like a super big fight, I'll watch that. Like, what's the last thing I watched? I watched John Jones and Cyril Gane. That was like so quick. It was like done in like a minute. That was the last thing I watched. I apologize for that question, bro. I killed the vibe with that one. Hey, it's all good, dude. It's all good. Challenging questions are good every once in a while. Both. Also, dude, Kevin, bro, you gotta chill, man. Yo, Kevin, you try to get the stream canceled. What is this? Okay, and also another girl used God as pronouns. That hella disrespectful to religious people. They will always call you homophobic, transphobic, sexist, misogynist, incel, toxic, problematic, and it goes on. There's people defending me too, and their argument debates in the comments are wild. Yikes. Oh my god, dude, you're in a whole world of mess, dude. You got tied up in a whirlwind of chaos. Bro. Oh man. I don't even want to step in the ring with those topics. Like, what is that? Like, take the word, let's take problematic and misogynist. Like, define that. Like, define those words in context of the content. Like, define that. Like, is me saying you guys should go to the gym and lift weights and try to be as strong as you can and as confident as you can, is that misogynistic? That seems like really good health and fitness advice to me. Is helping young men with motivation to start a business, to take care of their mental health, to start journaling, is that misogynistic because you're only talking about young men? Like what are we doing here? Like, it's so open for your interpretation that the actual definition of the word loses meaning. And for me, it just all sounds like nonsense. It's just like we're arguing over semantics now. It's just stupidity. That's like what it is. Like if I have a young 19-year-old guy message me and ask me for advice about, how to be a more capable man, how to be more confident, how to find fulfillment, how to be more healthy, how to reduce their social anxiety and depression. By me giving him advice, because it doesn't include young girls as well, is that misogynistic? Like, how does that make any sense? So, yeah, that whole world that you're caught up in, Kevin, it's a hurricane. It's a hurricane that's gonna blow through your entire channel, bro. And you're gonna have to be okay with the comments that you're gonna get in that battleground. So for me, it's like I have a strong opinion on that stuff, but I don't see the benefit for me of jumping into that arena. It's just like the people that you battle with. Are they open-minded to new perspectives? Are they able to see both sides of an argument? Are they nuanced? Are they balanced? Can they take criticism? Can they take constructive criticism? And the vast majority of people in those subcultures, I guess you could say, they get like all defensive and up in arms. And you can't have like a reasonable conversation about this stuff. So that's why I kind of just like, I stay on the sidelines. Sub me out, coach. I'm not interested in playing. That's all you, Kevin. That's all you, bro. Let me see. Only bunny I know is Bad Bunny. Bro, this stream is like off the chain today. I'd say just leave them alone. The more attention you give them, you add more fuel to the fire. I don't even bother debating those people. There's no end game. Yeah, see exactly what Red said. That's the exact same stance that I take. Red, I'm going to talk about with Derek on tomorrow. That's what we're talking about tomorrow, bro? All the chaos? Am I going to have to... All right, the next podcast with Kevin is going to definitely be demonetized. Make sure it's not... Wait. No, the podcast is not even monetized anyway. Okay, so it's fine. It's whatever. You guys, you kill me, bro. Just arguing for the sake of arguing. See, that's when you're just wasting your time, right? Like, if there's nothing beneficial that you can get out of the argument, it's just like a waste of your time. These people are also call you fat phobic for going to the gym. Anyways, I'll stop. Don't want to get the stream banned. Come on, dude. Yeah, that one makes no sense. Like, come on now. Going to the gym is good. Be healthy. Be healthy. It improves your energy, your happiness, your lifespan, your mentality, your confidence. Go to the gym. Go to the gym. Fighting a battle not worth taking on Kevin. Bad Bunny, the recording artist. Yeah, it's like, that's the other thing too. It's like, you can't fight every battle. You have to, pick your poison. You have to choose your battles. You have to choose the hill that you're going to die on. And so, for example, for me, the self-improvement stuff, I think it's pretty much undeniable. Like, I don't see how trying to improve your life is negative for anyone in any way. Like, you're just trying to become a better person. You're trying to be a healthier person, a more mindful person, a more caring person, a more grateful person. I don't see how any of those qualities can be seen as negative. So self-improvement is a hill that I will always be willing to die on. Always. No, that's one small thing. It's more about something else. It's more about my own self-improvement. I need some water. Oh. Got the Beast water bottle. Bottom line, we are all human. Wait, this thing is like in the camera. This thing is huge. I got this massive water bottle. See, the other thing that I also believe is important about doing, why is this like echoing so hard? Sorry, the audio is messing me up. The other reason why I think podcasting and like the live stream is so important is that at the end of the day, you need to have open conversations about as many topics as we can. I think this is the best thing you can do to help shape the world. Because whenever I watch the news or regular television, for example, everything is so polarizing. It's either it's left, it's right, it's conservative, it's liberal, it's red, it's blue, it's Apple, it's Android, it's this, it's that. And podcasting and live streaming and long form content is so important. Like to look at Joe Rogan, for example, whether you like Joe Rogan or you dislike him, the fact that he can have these like 3-hour conversations without interruption, without having these like 30-second windows where you share your opinion, where everyone argues, where you can actually go in depth into like the nuance of a certain subject or topic. It's so important. And that's something that I want to perpetuate into the world. So even if it's like a controversial question, or it's a difficult topic, or maybe it's a subject where it might be a little risky for me to share my opinion, I am always of the belief that more speech is better. And I'm okay with sharing my opinions on something because I'm not afraid of being wrong. It doesn't bother me. I've used so much psychedelics and mushrooms to a point where I've crushed and I've faced my ego many times. And it's humbled me as a human being to a point where if I have a conversation with someone and I'm wrong about something, or you guys like make fun of me for something I say, like say Ohio, for example, or I share an opinion or a fact that's wrong, great, no problem. That is a perspective that's extremely important to have. And it's one that I've been trying to cultivate and I work really hard on, is that if I get proven wrong, or if I say something that's stupid, that I am willing to accept it and not get defensive and try to defend my position. And that's how you learn. That's how you learn, because that's what all this stuff is. It's just, I am just trying to learn to become a better, more reasonable and well-balanced human being. And that type of opinion is extremely unpopular, right? It's a super unpopular thing to say because, you know, if you want to be successful, you have to be extreme. You have to be polarizing. You have to say crazy stuff. And I believe that's an extremely unhealthy way to live your life. It just is. And when you can reach a level of humility where you can overcome your ego, where people can make fun of you and it doesn't like give you anxiety or hurt your feelings, and you can laugh at yourself and still remain confident. Like, I'm very confident in my abilities, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm no pushover. Like, if I believe something, I'll stand my ground. However, if I am proven wrong, I try my best, my absolute best to not allow myself to be overcome by that defensive mechanism, because that's what ruins open conversation and dialogue. And I hate seeing this all the time, is when someone shares an opinion and they get proven wrong, or someone poses a counter argument and then they get all red in the face and they get all defensive. Oh no, but this, but that. And it's like, come on now. You can't grow with that type of mindset. And so I will always do the best I can to continually promote live streams, continually promote podcasts, and have conversations like this where, you know, maybe a tough question or subject will come up and I may be wrong, and I think that's okay. And that's probably a lot healthier of a perspective to have than subscribing to one of these ideologies where you're all in on a certain team. And it's unfortunate because that's the majority of society, right? The majority of society is like that. Bottom line, we're all humans. Facts. The truth over feelings. It depends, Kevin, whose truth? True can be more perspective than anything else. It's not my truth or your truth, it's the truth. Oh, rip Joe Rogan. Without full details, it's hard to give my opinion. It's an ongoing meme on the internet. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, Joe Rogan's an interesting guy. I don't have an actual dream board, but I have a goal. Like, I wrote down this list of goals of like, I like to call them 100x goals, like super unrealistic goals, super optimistic lifelong goals. And there are people I would love to have on my podcast that are like super world famous, million of subscriber YouTube channels in the self-improvement space. Like, there are things, I guess you would call them, maybe you would call them pipe dreams. And this is like an embarrassing goal to share, but I'm okay with sharing an embarrassing goal, because if you guys laugh at me, it's okay. I can take it. And I've always had this goal that, like, one day, if I could just keep improving as a communicator, keep improving as a podcaster, as a YouTuber, and all this type of stuff, that like maybe one day I could find an opportunity to be on a podcast like Joe Rogan, for example. That would be like, that's like the podcasting dream, right? That's like the podcasting dream. Is imagine being on like Joe Rogan's podcast. Oh my gosh, that'd be insane. And there's this one guy that I follow, Chris Williamson, who runs a Modern Wisdom podcast. And, you know, he's been like putting his reps in, working really hard, growing his own podcast, is improving as an individual and a human being. And he's someone that inspires me in my life. And then eventually he was on Joe Rogan, and he was like so excited, and it was like such a cool thing to see, right? It's cool when you see your peer reach the precipice. And that's what Joe Rogan is in the podcasting world, right? He's like the person that we all look up to. And whether you, agree with him or disagree with him about his beliefs and what he does, he's the king. He's the king of podcasting, right? And so I always have like a couple funny, like super irrational goals that I secretly work towards behind the scenes, and that's one of them. Time to get some sun. Stay strong and stay blessed all. Hey, Ken, thanks for coming by, bro. Enjoy the Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, too. I'll catch you in the next Mr. Anti-Gambler live stream. Stay safe. Today was a fun stream. You know what? I love the challenge. I really do. Because if we just talk about all the subjects that I'm well versed in, if we just talk about like the self-improvement stuff, talk about psychedelics and overcoming addiction and building habits, like these are all subjects that I've talked about many, many times. So I have a lot of like preconceived ideas in my mind of where I sort of know what to say. Whereas if we bring up these more abstract questions, it really challenges me in the moment, because I'm like, oh man, I got to share my opinion on this like wild, controversial subject in the moment. Like, that's tough. Like, that's really tough, because you have to think about it too. Like, your words could be taken out of context and put into like a TikTok or a YouTube short. It's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I'll probably end the stream soon. Gonna go have some lunch and maybe spend some time with the kids. The real ones know what's up. Oh, Red, do you listen to any podcasts? Or do you have any podcasts that you listen to that you would recommend? I'm always interested in what other people are into. Because there's like so many podcasts now. Like if you just like look through the amount of podcasts that are out there in the world, it's crazy. What's your longest fast? Ooh, I think my longest fast is, I want to say 28 hours, I think. So I think the longest was I was planning to go dinner to dinner. So I had dinner at like 7 o'clock one day. And then I was going to have my next meal at, again, 7 o'clock the next day. But something happened. I ended up going out or doing something. I didn't eat until like 11 p.m. or midnight. So I went like a full day plus about 4 hours or so. It wasn't too hard. I think the key with fasting is just drinking a ton of liquid, just filling your stomach up with water. That definitely makes it a lot easier. What's your favorite podcast, Derek? Oh, that's a good question. What's my favorite podcast? Man, I have so many. I think so let's just say categories. If I had to pick one overall, Joe Rogan is probably my favorite overall. But if I want to say like for comedy, like or just to laugh or just to be silly, I love listening to Your Mom's House podcast by Tom Segura. He posts an episode I think it's Monday or Wednesday. He posts an episode every single week. It's just ridiculousness. It's just silliness. It's chaos. It's just comedians being nuts. I really enjoy listening to that podcast on my way home from work when my brain is fried because I've been listening to audiobooks and educational stuff all day and just want to like listen to something silly. So I listen to Your Mom's House with Tom Segura. And then there's actually a new podcast that came out by Mike Thurston, the fitness YouTuber guy. I think it's called First Things Thirst. And he has like only 13 episodes or so. And his podcast is really, really good. He's had some really good guests on. He's had Sneeko on. He's had Tristan Tate, Andrew's brother. He's had Fresh and Fit. That James West guy. I can't remember what his full name is. The other fitness YouTuber. Like Mike Thurston's podcast, I feel like is really, really good. And then other than that, in terms of like education, I kind of lump in Andrew Huberman with Lex Friedman and Modern Wisdom, Chris Williamson. They're all kind of super beneficial with learning stuff. So, oh yeah, and Hamza too. Hamza was on Mike Thurston. You should do a video on doing a 7-day fast. Wow, that's wild. I think you'd have to work up to a 7-day fast. You'd probably have to do a 2-day fast first, and I'd imagine you would want to work up towards that. Besides JRE, not really. I'm more keen on documentaries. There's some comedy podcasts I like too, like Cumtown. What? That's really a podcast? Cumtown? Oh shit. Yo, what a name for a podcast, bro. Oh shit. Oh, Adam Friedland show and Danny Brown. Yeah, I've seen Danny Brown before. He's funny. Oh my god. Bro, you guys are killing me today. What do you do for work? I'm a courier. So I work for FedEx, Federal Express. Basically, the great thing about being a courier is, so think about like Amazon, those Amazon guys, they just drive around and deliver packages. It's kind of like that, but instead of delivering, I do pickups. And so I drive around with an empty truck, usually around the airport, and then I'll go to like these businesses and pick up a bunch of boxes. Now, the reason why I love this job is because not only is it a job where you get paid, you get benefits and all that type of stuff, but also it is a workout, because when I'm doing pickups, like say I'm picking up like airplane parts or like an engine, I picked up like the windshield of an airplane before. It was like huge, like this massive package. Like there's all this heavy stuff. I get a pretty good physical workout in, and a ton of steps. Even though there's a lot of driving, there's also a lot of walking. And then also it's a job where you don't have a boss. You're not in an office. You don't have to deal with like office politics. There's no one watching you or breathing down your neck. You're kind of like on your own, just driving around doing your own thing. You can take a break whenever you want. You can go to a coffee shop if you want. Like you are your own boss. And what I do is I combine that by listening to podcasts and audiobooks while I work. So every week I'm getting in like a solid 20 hours of uninterrupted audiobooks in. Like I crush audiobooks while I'm at work. And so not only am I'm learning something mentally, I'm also getting a good physical workout and getting paid. And then also I get to work on my communication skills, because a lot of the times you're pulling up to these companies where you talk to strangers and you're just like conversing with people. And it's like, there's a multitude of skills that I'm working on all at once during my day. So it's very beneficial. And I think it's one that's a great job to have, because you can multitask so many things. So that's what I do for my day job. And yeah, so that's pretty much keeping me afloat for now until, like, to be perfectly honest, I would just love to do this full time. Like if I could live stream 3 days a week, do a podcast every single week, just make videos, like it wouldn't even have to be a crazy amount of money. Like if I could just do this all the time, just do the work that I love, that's a dream. That's a real dream. That's like, that would bring me ultimate happiness, is knowing that I'd wake up every day with a sense of fulfillment. Because think about it, today's Saturday. What do most people do on Saturday? It's a weekend. It's time to party. It's time to go out. It's time to do stuff. Go to a restaurant. Get some fast food. Binge watch a Netflix series. But what do I want to do in my free time? Is this, because it's what I love. So if I could find a way to turn this, into like a full-time career, that'd be awesome. That'd be super cool. But in the meantime, I'm pretty happy with what I do. The day job, it's not the best. It's still like grunt work, right? Physical labor in a sense, but it is also extremely beneficial for my life. Oh yeah, I have seen that. I saw one with Hamza. If you have those guests as first guests, it sets up for success. Yeah, see, that's the other thing too. If you have like really big time guests on your podcast, it really helps expedite the growth. Hopefully I'll get there one day. Yo, Mitch. What's up, Mitch? Mitch was also on the podcast. What's going on, dude? How you been? Fasting is legit. Salute. Have you seen any Hamza's recent content? I like it a lot more than the old Jeffrey Adonis videos. Yeah, Hamza's videos are these like, they're more like the unfiltered videos, but they're really long. I stopped watching the old Jeffrey and Adonis ones. It was kind of like the same narrative recycled over and over. Yeah, man, check it out. They say whatever they want on random topics. Derek, deliver my packages. You punk. Oh, those those Amazon guys that deliver, they got it tough, man. They'll get a truck and it'll be full with like 120 deliveries. So they got to go to like 120 different places. So they're driving all over the place, getting in and out, this box, their signature, releasing it, whatever. Like they're everywhere. What's cool about my job is that because I don't do any deliveries, I don't deliver anything. I go out with an empty truck and I just pick up from businesses. I only go to maybe like 20 stops. Like I maybe only go to like 20 companies. And so there's a lot of downtime in between. There's a lot of driving. Or when I get to somewhere, there's like a whole bunch of boxes and I got to like stand there and kind of organize them. And so I'll have my AirPods in and again, listen to like an audiobook. That's why it's awesome. But yeah, if your package gets delivered into a bush or lost, not my fault, bro. Or maybe title it "The Benefits of Fasting" and say I'm doing a 7-day fast. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I'd be into doing some longer fasting. Maybe we'll see. Derek, is the feds confirmed? The feds? I'm going on a full monk mode dopamine detox starting tomorrow. Damn, bro. Kevin's all in. Monday is my favorite day. Hey, Derek, love your videos. Yo, Blackout Gambler, what's up, dude? I saw you on the stream with Tristan. We need more people spreading the awareness and dangers of gambling addiction. I think it's good that you guys are in that niche. It's sort of like your thing. I'm sort of on the outside looking in. I try to contribute when I can, but the main concept of my channel is sort of centered around self-improvement, but I will dabble in the gambling addiction stuff because that's a wild world to be in. It's just craziness. Doing well, Derek. How about you? I'm okay. Had a rough sleep last night, but other than that, everything's been super good. Health has been good. I've been super motivated with my effort that I've been putting into my work lately. I've been creating a crazy amount of YouTube shorts. The newsletter was out. So I got the regular videos that I've been posting. I've been posting a YouTube short every single day. I've got the live stream once a week, and I've been doing 2 to 3 podcasts every month, and then 1 newsletter once per month. Like I've really been on top of my productivity. And I think March was the best month my channel has ever done in terms of like analytics. So I've been extremely satisfied with how dedicated to the process I've been. Because again, you have like these lulls, right? You have like these months where like, oh, maybe I'm tired, or maybe I need a break. Maybe you lack a little inspiration or motivation to push forward and edit that next video. Like it happens, right? It happens. But I've been extremely pleased with my work ethic this past month. It's been super cool. What's your workout routine like? So right now my workout routine is kind of messed because of COVID. My gym membership got canceled, and then I sold my house and I moved and I changed cities and I had to find like a new place to go to. So in the meantime, I have like a little home gym set up in my garage. So I have an incline bench, and I also have a dumbbell set that's adjustable that goes from 10 to 90 pounds. So I have a pretty good variety of weights that I can use. So I've also transitioned I've been doing a lot more like calisthenics stuff recently, a lot of more like body weight, push-ups, squats, that type of thing. I'm sort of in like, I guess you would say like a maintenance period until I try to figure out the gym I want to go to. Unfortunately, where I moved, all the gyms around me suck. Like they're all awful. I'm trying to find a gym that has a good selection of free weights, like with barbells, and also has a sauna. For whatever reason, like none of the gyms around me have a sauna. It's like so annoying, and I'm trying to find like that combination. So yeah, so right now I've just been doing maintenance work, a lot of body weight stuff, a lot of home workouts, plus the exercise that I get from the day job. Yes, we do, and yes, it is a wild world. Yeah, bro. It's yeah, the gambling world is a dark place to be in, but the sheer happiness that you get from helping people that are struggling in that world, I've found a lot of enjoyment in that, and like sort of sharing my stories, sharing the strategies that I've used to overcome my demons and addictions, and hearing the positive feedback and messages that I've got from people, especially in the comment section of any of my videos that are related to gambling. It gives me like a nice feeling on the inside. It's really nice. Oh, Forrest! What are you guys talking about? Yo, Forrest, there's a wild stream today. We're all over the place. We're talking about like motivation and my poor understanding of American geography. And then we're talking about my opinion on what else was there? There was like drag queen stuff. There was France stuff, motivational stuff, my opinion on cops and police, gambling, YouTube, podcast. Like we were all over the place today. It was a wild stream. Yeah, gambling is crazy. It destroys a lot of lives, mostly the chat. Mr. Anti-Gambler has been getting death threats. Yeah, that was wild, dude. What the heck is that? People on YouTube are crazy. Like the comment section can get out of hand. The amount of like banned comments that I have are insane. I have like a huge problem with bots on my channel. Whenever you make a video talking about the benefit of psychedelic mushrooms, you get like this influx of bots that just like flood your channel with comments. It's like super annoying. And YouTube does a pretty good job at blocking some of them, but a large majority of them get through. And usually it's like this comment chain of bots talking to each other. And they're like asking each other, oh, what are the benefits of mushrooms? Or where do you get them? How do I find them? That always leads to like, go to this Instagram account. They sell this or they sell that. And it's just like, oh, so annoying. So my channel, I have like a really bad issue with bots. I'm visiting family. It's been a busy, sunny day. Saw that you're live, but can't really stay. Hey, no worries, Forrest. No worries. It's all good. Enjoy the time with your family. That's the most important thing. The stream will always be here. The stream will always, it'll stay on the channel, and I'll always be back next week. I wish I could do more, in all honesty, because this is something that I just love. I love doing these streams. They're a lot of fun, and they're incredibly challenging too. They're really difficult. Like to share your opinion in real time over like an hour or two. I really enjoy the challenge of it because it really helps me learn like the type of person I am, the type of beliefs and perspectives I have. And it really helps me mold and shape my mindset moving forward. And I think I'm going to keep up with one a week, every week, because before I was doing one every other week. And so now I figured I'll try to do one every Saturday. And if I miss a Saturday, I'll try my best to follow it up on Sunday. So we'll see. I think there's a lot of bots in the chat and comments too. Yeah, that sucks, man. Like all of the bots, especially with like AI, I feel like it's only going to get worse. Oh man, it's coughing too much. That's a super annoying thing. Whoa, camera's like out of focus when I drink. Let's see. If I make YouTube work, is it worth dropping out of college? Okay, that's a tough question, because I think most people would say no, right? Most people would immediately say no, and that, it's important to get your education. And I definitely agree in a sense. However, there's one caveat there. If you are someone that is struggling financially and you don't have the money to pay for college, where you have to get into massive amounts of student debt, and you're taking a subject, a course, or a degree that you don't care about, I think that might be a mistake to stay in and continue. Now, that has nothing to do with YouTube. That's just my opinion in a vacuum, especially in America, because America, like, the price for education it's a lot. And if you get into massive student loan debts where you can't pay off, even if you declare bankruptcy, you can't get out of that, right? So if you are going to college, it's like, hopefully you have the finances for it. Maybe your parents are paying for it, or you are taking some type of course or program that you enjoy. Then I would definitely try to do it. The problem with quitting school for YouTube is, say YouTube works, quote unquote works, and you blow up or you gain success. How do you know that will transition into a lifelong career? You don't know for sure, right? And so for YouTube to work, I think you have to have multiple income streams. You have to do a bunch of different things. Like, what I'm trying to do is like build the channel, build the stream, build the podcast. I also have the website with the newsletter. I'm trying to write a book. I'm going to record an audiobook. Like, you have to set yourself up where it's not just all reliant on YouTube. It has to be like a plethora of income streams. It's very, very complicated. And so probably, staying in college is probably the better decision to make, even though I'm someone who dropped out of university, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made. But again, that only works for me. You just because it worked for me, it might not work for everyone else. And that's an important perspective that you need to take into consideration, right? Yo, Mitch, thanks for the support, bro. Ain't much, hey, bro. I appreciate every little bit helps, dude. You help support the dream, man. I really appreciate it. Ain't much. Salute, Derek. Keep moving forward, bro. Hey, man. Trying my best. That's like that's the mission, right? Is every day just get a little bit better. And then hopefully we can build this community, this tribe of people, and imagine making a positive impact on the world. Like, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. And I would love to one day also, like I said, write a book or something, create an audiobook, anything, like put something out there would be, it would be a great thing to achieve, in all honesty. But yeah, man, really appreciate the support. My parents are forcing me to go to college. Okay, so are they paying for it? See, also, Kevin, you have the Asian household scenario where Asian parents, the value of your kids getting a degree is not just for the education. There's also this part where it's like to brag and to be proud. Oh, my child went to this, they got this degree, where they kind of don't take the happiness of their kids into consideration. And trust me, I've sort of been through this too. It's an unfortunate thing that generally Asian households have to go through, this obsession with becoming a doctor or a lawyer. It's super annoying. One problem with YouTube, I would say, is have multiple platforms, because you depending on YouTube not to strike or ban you. Yeah, see, that's another reason why it's like Rumble exists, right? See, that's why also, Mitch, I started my website and newsletter. And so the newsletter is cool because when you sign up for the newsletter, you sign up with your email address. So say if I ever get banned, or Kevin goes hard with the drama and we get the live stream crushed, I can send out a newsletter to all you guys that are subscribed to the newsletter, independent of some social media platform. And I think that's cool. So that's why I have the newsletter up there. I send it out once per month, usually the first week of the month. And if you guys haven't subscribed to it, you just go to my website, derekbearsley.com, and you can see all the past newsletters that I've written. It's basically just like it's like a collaboration of my thoughts and opinions on a certain subject that I've been thinking over the past month. And I just share some like random concepts and ideas that aren't well polished enough for a YouTube video, I guess you could say. And also just some dates with when new videos or podcasts or live streams are coming out, and also what books I'm reading. I want to start an online business after I get YouTube running. If not too specific, what kind of business are you thinking, Kevin? Man, I keep coughing. Sorry, guys. Didn't drink enough water. They are paying for it. It's not about getting a degree. It's more about status and money for them. Yeah, it's tough. So if they are paying for it, right, and you're not going to go into massive amounts of student debt, why not just do school and work on YouTube on the side? Because YouTube takes years. Like, look at my channel. It's YouTube I've been posting since June of 2019, June or July of 2019. So I'm approaching 4 years. So it took me 4 years to get, how many subscribers do I have? 3,000 something? 3,000, whatever. Right? So in 4 years, I have less than 4,000 subscribers. So like it's a long game. It takes a long time. So you can do this while finishing college, right? So just do that, right? Keep your options open. I don't know what to tell you, Kevin. Maybe you could write out your plan and goals and talk to your parents to see if they'll support you on that for a year. Yeah, because here's the thing too. It's like, why does it have to be one or the other? Like, why not do both? Like, for me, I work the day job and I do YouTube. There's enough time in the day where you can do both things. This idea that the day ends at 40 hours, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you can do more. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can put in your 40 hours at work, or put in your 40 hours as a full-time student, and then work on your passion project on the side, or work on it at night, or work on it on the weekend. If you prioritize your time properly, you can do both. It doesn't have to be this one thing like, oh, I want to do YouTube, but I can only do it if I quit school. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. You can do both of them. So that's what I would do, right? And then see where it leads you. My parents will not support me if I want to do YouTube. And also, college takes up so much time. I'd rather spend 80 hours a week on YouTube and some kind of online business. Yeah, but also, like, in the beginning when you start a business, right, it takes a lot of time for it to get going. And of course, the more hours you put into it, the faster it will grow. But again, like, you can do multiple things all at once and try to figure it out. And so again, it's very tricky because I'm telling you one thing while I've done the other. Like, I was the one who went to university for computer science, and it was like a complete waste of time. I'm like, what is this? I don't want to do this. This is stupid. And I was paying for it, right? Am I going to go into student debt for this degree that I don't care about? I'm not going to get a job in computer science. It's useless to me. However, but once you do quit, like I did, trying to build a business up was so difficult. And you have to, like, I struggled for so long. And then there's parts where, because you don't have an education or you don't have a field of study, you're stuck getting like low paying jobs. Like for me, for example, I'm still like a courier. A courier is a job that anyone can do. If you have a driver's license, you can be a courier. But because I never finished university, I don't have a degree, or I don't have a field of study, or I don't have an area of expertise, the amount of jobs that I could get in the meantime are very limited. And you have to be okay with that. And so the path you take by quitting school, it was, again, one of the best decisions I've ever made. But it was full of like agony and self-doubt and rough nights where, I was contemplating if I made the right decision or not. It's not an easy path to make. The path of the entrepreneur, it's extremely difficult and challenging. And for it to work, there's a certain amount of risk involved, right? But I think in the meantime, you can try to do both. That's what I would do. Try to do both and try to figure it out and get a better idea of where your YouTube channel is going to be. Like imagine you quit now, and then 4 years from now, your YouTube channel is like, look at me, for example. I think my YouTube channel makes $2 a day in AdSense. So that's what? It makes $60 a month. You know what I mean? I make that in like a couple hours as a courier. So the amount of dumb classes I need to take in college, it's ridiculous. Yeah, trust me, bro. I hear you. Trust me. But also, it's like, when you start a business, it's probably going to fail. And I know a lot of people say, like, this is very common advice from entrepreneurs, is that your first, second, third, or even fourth business, they all might fail. Like I had a couple businesses, and all of them pretty much went belly up. They all pretty much failed, or I tried something, they didn't work out. And it wasn't until, and even the videography business, even though it was crushed by COVID, like COVID was the reason why I stopped doing like freelance videography work. Like, so even that went under. And again, that was something that was like out of my control. Like you build up all these like clients and you get all these gigs and you're making all like this pretty good side money and it's awesome, right? But then like something like COVID happens, an extreme black swan event, crushes the city, forces everyone to close. And it's like the entrepreneurial route in life is, it's really hard, man. Like there's so many obstacles. Like you have to be really sure you want to do it. Like it's tough, dude. It's really tough. But maybe, like, you're still young too, right? Like maybe you can go through college, maybe finish college, and say you finish in 4 years, you'll be what, 20? How old are you when you finish college? 22, 23? Like you're still a young guy to figure it out and then start your business. Like my YouTube channel didn't start until I was 33. To be honest, I don't see myself using my college degree. I would rather take risk, suffer, starting something for myself. Yeah, it's like, trust me, Kevin, I had the same mindset, and I took the leap. I took the leap of faith. It was rough. It was extremely rough, but it was also really fulfilling. I'm super glad that I went through those struggles, because it just like made me a It made me a better person. But also you're gonna have to deal with like the backlash you get from your parents is rough, dude. Again, that's like a decision that only you can make. Do you ever see yourself doing YouTube full time? Is that directed at Kevin? Networking is key too. Make sure you have the right people around you who are serious about your cause. There's a lot of them who are all talk and no action. Yeah, Red has a really, really good point. There's so many people that talk a good game. It's exhausting, especially the amount of people that I've talked to. Like, oh, I want to start a photography business. Oh, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start a podcast. I want to start a videography business. And I'm like, yes, all right, let's go. And then there's like nothing. There's no action. And I see this every day with my podcast. I send out these emails, these cold emails, these DMs on Instagram to people, to other creators that I find interesting. And I ask them, hey, do you want to do a podcast? We can talk about your channel. We can talk about this. And so many times people say yes, or they're all excited, they're all hyped up. But then when push comes to shove and the podcast date comes up, they have some excuse, or they back out, or they ghost me, or they forget. And they're not like, talk is so cheap. It's super, super frustrating. However, the one good thing about having something like Discord, for example, like I'm in a Discord with a bunch of other YouTubers that are partners, and we all share like our analytics and how much like money we're making and how to improve our videos, and we compare thumbnails. Like there's these like small community groups that you can find and collaborate and connect with, where finding like-minded people who are serious about entrepreneurship is extremely beneficial because you get that support group, right? So yeah, so Red's comment about networking is it's huge. Kevin, I dropped out. It was a good decision for me at the time. However, there are consequences, i.e. lower paying jobs. Yeah, Mitch has it. Mitch nailed it on the head. Same thing for me, right? When I had to go back into the workforce at 27, I had no degree, no certification or anything I was proficient at. I had to start with a labor job. So that's just what it is. No, you? Okay, so do I ever see myself doing YouTube full time? The answer for that is yes. However, my full-time dream is not like just YouTube. I want to do like a bunch of different things. I don't want to be someone who just makes YouTube videos, right? Like I want to have the YouTube videos. I want to be a streamer. I want to do the podcast. I want to have the website, and I want to be like an author. And so all those things they're interconnected, right? They all work in tandem with one another. They all have synergy, right? YouTube shares a podcast, YouTube shares the stream, the website shares a newsletter, the website will hopefully share like digital products like a book or an ebook or audiobook. And so I could see it happen, because also my best friend from like, I don't know, grade 1, he's a full-time YouTuber. So I'm lucky, right? I'm extremely lucky. I have a mentor, a guy who is a full-time YouTuber that I've known for like 30 years. And, we talk about YouTube all the time. And so I definitely see myself getting there one day, but it's going to be spread across multiple things, if that makes any sense. You aren't guaranteed to get a job using your degree depending on what it is. Networking is key. Kevin, I'm thinking about going to lineman school. They make a lot of money. Networking in college is BS, but in the outside world, it's better. Trade school, well, yeah, students, you're all the same, right? It's all students and students. Trade school is greater than college. Yo, trades are wild. Like if you want to be like a carpenter or an electrician or plumber, those jobs are always going to be in demand. I attempted to break into the music industry as a producer. Although I had the skills, I surrounded myself with the wrong people who I thought had my back. Be wary of those who waste your time. Oh, wow. Dang, Red, that's crazy. Yeah, I remember we were talking about what was what we were talking about. There's a couple of streams. A couple of streams ago, you were talking about how you're good with all that audio technical stuff. I can't remember what we were saying. But yeah, I remember you mentioned something like that. But dang, bro, you surround yourself with the wrong people. That sucks. See, that's tough too, because people are going to take advantage of you as well, right? If I could go back in time, I would drop out of high school and get my GED and start learning skilled labor one skill at a time, i.e. welder, and progress from there, then start business. The music industry can be dark. I've been part of it before. Everyone and their mom trying to make it. Yeah, music is tough, man. Yeah, that is what I meant. Content creator in general. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's definitely like a dream. Like the way I think about it is, if I could just like wake up and instead of going to the day job to make an hourly wage, I could spend more time working on like creative passion projects that brings me like happiness and fulfillment. And it could be like, it doesn't have to, just be YouTube videos, but maybe even just like the podcasts right here, for example. If I could expand the podcast, that'd be super cool. Or maybe do some type of videography work with like a brand, for example. Like my friend who's a full-time videographer, we went to the Detroit Tigers and the Detroit Pistons games to do like TikTok videos for them. And, doing that was a lot of fun. Like even the opportunities that YouTube and content creation gets you, not just in YouTube, but outside in the creative world, is also like super cool, right? You can work with, certain, again, this is because I have a love for cameras. Like I love this like videography stuff. I have camera gear all over the place. But yeah, I would love to just like diversify all of this stuff. It'd be so cool. I would just like, I wouldn't know how to put that into words. Yeah, it would just make me happy. Definitely dark, nothing but narcissists and constant ego boosting. Derek, my lighting should definitely be way better than the first podcast we done. Yeah, you need that forward-facing lighting, bro. Whatever you can to get a light in front of your face. No sob story, just reality. I feel way better in the position I'm at now. Money coming smooth. Okay, job still working and improving. Hey, Red, that's awesome, dude. Glad to hear that you figured it out. That's super cool. It's that feeling you get when you figure it out. Like it makes all those struggles and trials and tribulations worth it. All those dark days when you messed up, you got screwed over, you made mistakes. Like when you figure it out on the other end, it's all worth it. That's awesome, Red. Financial literacy is key too. My finances wrecked. 2 things I would say that I haven't done as well that will save you a lot of mistakes is stay in shape and save your money. Yeah, the fitness thing is huge, man. It's just like also having energy. Like just having energy to do stuff. Just a simple life, still enjoying hobbies on the side. Yo, Red's got to figure it out, bro. Red's living that good life. Yeah, and it's a growing industry as well. As more people get connected to the internet, videography will only become a bigger industry. Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Everyone is, especially in media, like if you think about advertising, for example, like commercials, or like whatever those ad reads that you'd have in between your TV shows on like cable television, that's all going away. Everyone's realizing like the power of social media, the power of video, the power of editing, the power of videography, storytelling. Like this is what's driving advertisement. And so it's only going to get bigger. Like I feel like podcasts are only going to get bigger. Streaming is only going to get bigger. And so like I want to have a part of it. Like I'm really bullish in this whole like community as a whole. Like I always love YouTube. Like YouTube is always like the first love or whatever. Like I was never into, what was it, Vine? Was it Vine or what was that? Was it Vine? It was like TikTok where it was like short videos. Like I was never into like that type of stuff. For me, it was always YouTube. It was always YouTube for me. But now it's also kind of the community has expanded. Like look at how big Spotify is, for example. And the support that Spotify has for podcasters is huge. And so now I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. I have like a piece of that. I have like I'm in the Spotify world. I have, and also because I record the podcast in video format and audio, I can put it on podcast. What can I talk? I can put it on Spotify because they support video podcasts now as well. So it's super cool. Kevin, you'll figure it out, man. Just make sure you stay grounded in yourself. Derek, where's the power of delivering my packages? Bro, I have wild stories as a courier too. Like, I remember one time, like in the warehouse of these like courier companies, you have these conveyor belts and these like massive slides, and there's just like the whole operation is insane. The amount of like packages that fly through the warehouse and go to your trucks. I remember once there was like this box on the third floor of the warehouse, and it went down this like metal slide, and the slide is like a spiral. And then somewhere along the way, the box must have hit a beam and it burst open. And inside the box was like, it was a package that was full of dildos. So we're all working, like we're on the conveyor belt, and then down the slide comes like this freaking 50 dildos come flying down the slide, and everyone's like, what the hell is that? Or then we had a package once where it's like an urn, and inside the urn there was like a snake. Or there was another one where it was like an envelope, and it said like accounting documents, and inside was like $30,000 US. Like you see crazy stuff. You see crazy things in logistics. And I see even crazier stuff on the road too. Like when I've been picking stuff up and talking to people, just like the stories that you get. The stories that I have of like being a courier is like pretty wild too. Those would be like some funny stories to share. It has no relation to self-improvement though. It would just be for sheer entertainment. Do you think the Rumble stock price will increase when Andrew Tate does his first podcast back from jail? It could. It could. You never know. I looked at the Rumble stock. It's like $9 a share or something. You never know. Competition is good, man. Competition is always good. Isn't the goal to reach a point where your money can work for you? Yeah, that's the whole idea of passive income, right? That's what's cool about like YouTube videos. You put in the work, you create a YouTube video, you post it, and it's done. And then it just forever generates Google AdSense. And even though it only makes like pennies, like my Google AdSense, when I look at it, it makes like, $1 or $2 every day. It's not much, but imagine like over a long enough time frame where it's just like, it just keeps compounding, you just keep creating videos. It's sort of like passive income that's being generated for your past efforts, right? So And also investing too, right? Investing your money so that it outpaces the rate of inflation. There's just so many things you can do. Good question. Definitely a possibility. I couldn't say. Exactly financial. Make your money make you money. I don't know if it's my cell signal stream freezing up. Oh, is it? What was your worst delivery stop? Was there a person who was just an a-hole to you? Oh, dude. I think there was one time I was covering someone and I had to cover someone's deliveries and they were like in the hood. It was not like, when I say the hood, I just mean like a part of Toronto that's sort of run down and old and not like the safest. It's like an area where we deliver until the sun goes down. It's nothing crazy like the US. But anyways, I had to cover this guy's area and it was like a really terrible, shitty area. And I remember delivering this one package to this lady and then she answers the door like naked. And I'm just like, bro. And when I mean naked, not like the good type of naked, like the my eyes are burning type naked, like morbidly obese. just like, oh, just like, what am I doing? And she's like, oh, you want to come in? You want a drink? Well, I'll sign for my pack. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, here's your box. Here's your Aritzia package. You can just take it. I'm good. Like, no. Just, there's also been times where I've had to pick up a package and I went to like the wrong door because it could be at a business. It could be the front door, reception. It could be the side door. It could be the shipping door. It could be the back door. Like, there's so many doors to a business. Could be upstairs, downstairs, I don't know. And I went to like the reception and the guy's like, oh, are you an idiot? Are you blind? Do you see that shipping is in the back? We have a loading dock. And I'm like, gee, sorry, bro, my bad, never been here. Whoops. So go to the back to get this guy's package. And it's like 3 or 4 boxes. And there's like these heavy, heavy boxes. And he has like these big stickers, like says fragile on them. And the guy's just like berating me, right? He's like giving me an earful. I'm just like, all right, dude. I'm like, whatever. Sure, I can't read. Sure, I'm illiterate. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I can't see that your shipping dock was in the back. Great. Just give me your packages and I'll be on my way. And the guy's just like a total ass, like a total dick to me. And then after all that, where he's just like shitting on me, he hands me the 4 packages and he goes, make sure these get to the destination safely. They're extremely fragile. Be careful with them. And then he closes the door. And then I'm like, in what world do you think that would actually be okay? Where you berate someone to their face. You like talk shit to them. You talk down on them in like a condescending tone. You call them like illiterate and blind. And then you ask them to handle their package gently. You think I'm going to go out of my way to take care of those packages after you do that? Like, just think about that from like a human to human point of view. You think someone is more likely to do you a favor after you give them an earful? So there's really funny moments like that where you meet absolutely delusional people, just complete delusional. But it's okay. It's I had a good laugh at that guy. But let's just say his package. I'm not going to say anything else. That's that. But yeah, just like endless stories about just like ridiculousness. I think I saw someone try to ship a sword. Like, one guy had like this crazy sword he tried to ship in a box, and the sword cut through the box. I'm like, just sheer stupidity. Can you talk about video games and why they are bad? Oh, that'd be a good topic for a video. I got delivery stories for days, delivered pizza for years. Oh, dude, Mitch. See, Mitch knows what it's like. When you have to deal with the general population, it gets crazy. Wow, didn't know Spotify did video podcasts. Yeah, man, they do. Let me see. Let me just go through this. I'm probably gonna have to end the. Yo, we've been going 2.5 hours today, boys. This stream is lit. I'm gonna have to end the end the stream soon. I gotta go have some lunch. Spend some time with the kids. Let me just quickly go through the comments here. Yeah, a bunch of skulls, bro. Yeah, trust me, I got all types of bad stories. Coinbase has fees. Don't incriminate. Pray to God no one ships human body parts. I think one of the most awkward pickups I had was like this guy that had COVID and he was sick and he was in a hotel and he had to ship out his like COVID DNA or saliva testing to some lab for analysis because this was like in the very, very beginning of COVID. And I had to go pick it up from this like dude that's quarantined. I'm like, is this like a safe thing to do? Just sheer stupidity. But yeah, man, if you guys are ever shipping a package out and you have a courier who comes and picks it up, treat him nicely. Because remember, these guys are transporting your package for you. It's like you get what you receive, right? So there's been many times where like I've had customers that have been extremely nice and giving to me. And I've always tried my best, make sure their package is extra secure, tape it up good, make sure it has all the paperwork, you always try to do the best you can. So yeah, I think that's enough for today. My bladder's gonna explode too. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream. Hit the like button. It helps me out. Hopefully it does something for the algorithm. So Red, Mitch, Financial History, Kevin, who else was here? That stayed around. And everyone else who came up. Thanks, guys, for supporting the stream. This was a lot of fun. And we'll do it again next week for sure. I'll try to be on either Saturday the 15th or the 16th. So you guys have a good weekend. Have a good night. Stay safe. And we'll see you in the next one. See ya. No more drama, Kevin.